Hello and welcome. It is Kristen from Life of Crafting again, and I'm starting a new series. I want to do a as many as. I'm kind of feeling like I want to get into some more Christmas again. So I'm thinking, I've had this in my stash for a while. This is the Paper Rose Jolly Holidays. It's 24 sheets, 2 of 12 designs. And it is a 6 by 8. I've done a little bit of their stuff in the past. I think I did one other one. It's got it like really like almost glossy finish. They are single sheets. So I'm going to show you the patterns. And my goal is I want to use up, I don't know if you recollect, but I did a series a little while back, and I have all of these dies still done from a Tim Holtz die set called Christmas Cookies. So I'm thinking I want to use these up, and I think this paper may be a good one to go with it. So we've got this one. It's kind of like a random snowflake splatter. We've got some red, green, and like, I guess what would be like gray all over stars. We have us a red gingham with a little bit of a, looks like an aged grayish coloration. There's a chevron pattern here. Have us a all over tree pattern in that same red, green, and like a gray. We have us a hunter green with a little bit of a real faint splattering in the back. Ho, ho, ho. Cute. Plaid there. And this is, like I said, this is like kind of a gray. Another plaid there with some reds and like a taupey gray. I guess they're supposed to be like Christmas balls almost. A stripe, green stripe, and another red plaid. So we have quite a few plaids, and we have well, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are, you know, kind of busy. But I think these are going to be good because I think they'll go with any of these, really. So I'm going to pull out some card sketches and we're going to get started. Be right back. So here's my first sketch I'm going to do is a Mojo Monday sketch 550. I liked this one, and I'm going to use, pulled out these papers. I've got a black, a craft, just a green and a red and a white. Keeping it simple. So I'm going to use a craft base with this one here, and they are a 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to be able to get 2 cards out of each sheet because I told you it is 6 by 8. So if I cut this by 1/4, and then I can do 4 and 4. This pattern's not, you gotta, if you're going to do that, you gotta watch that you don't have a pattern with a whatchamacallit, a direction in mind. So I'm planning to do these as the base. I'm going to use my tree here as the band. Now this one I have to watch because this is 4 inches, but it's going to go in this direction, 4 inches. And I need 4 of them, 1 and 3/4 inch wide. So then I'm going to give myself a layer behind this because I like layers. Well, I cut it at 4 1/4. I screwed this one up. So that means, see? So yeah, oh, I got, no. These are 4. These are 5 1/4. So somehow must have been a little bit wider. Yeah, because these were cut at 4 1/4. I must, maybe there's a little bit extra for, I don't know. So this is going to be this piece. I'm going to give myself a, whatchamacallit, behind this. And I think I'm going to give myself a layer, and I think I'm going to cut it right to the end. I don't think I'm only going to give it that. The white is a little bright to me, but then it's got 2 stars, and I think I'm going to do 2 different cookies. And I like this sentiment from the Lily of the Valley. It's a British company, and they're sold on Etsy. And I like, they have all these now, this calls for circular, but these ones are square. So I haven't decided. I'm going to mount these up, and then my sentiment will be last, because I do like this 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Cold Hands, Warm Heart. There's just so many nice ones. We Wish You a Merry Christmas, or Christmas Tree. So I'm gonna mount these up, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what I'm gonna wind up deciding on for the sentiment, because I don't know if it's gonna be too much square. I think you do need the circle now that I look at it. But I'm gonna get these 4 cards all mounted up, and I'll be back. I'm back with the card, and I did go with the circular. I've had this stamp set from May Made It website, and it's called Holly and Heels. She talks about the crisp stamps you get with her stamps, and I have to agree. I am using Memento, so that's you know, a little bit more of a permanent ink anyway, but I have to agree that I like how these are stamping. So I'm going to talk why I finished these up. I did like the circular breakup than trying to go with all the squareness otherwise. I did go with a craft card base. This is the extra heavyweight from Hobby Lobby, and I'm using a like olive green textural. There's texture to this paper. I'll hold it up in a second. That I get at Hobby Lobby again when they have their sale, and I liked that it has a little bit of a different, I don't know if you can tell, it has a texture to the paper. Same price. When they run their sale, and I'm running low, I get both. I do think that the light's a little bright, but I wasn't going to tone it down any. I feel like I needed to get that involved with these cards. I like the little bit more rustic feel. And I did add a layer behind that one because I felt like it needed a break. Just going right from the plaid to the brown of the craft paper was really, it needed something more. I thought about doing some, popping some of these up on with some foam tape. But again, there's so much going on. Sometimes you just got to know when there's enough going. And I felt like with the cookies on it and the different patterns, like that was enough. And I just drug something across there. So now I'm going to have to try and cover that up. I was trying not to cover up this pretty pattern of all these trees. So, I am going to try and find like some of the smaller ones. The snowflakes were kind of big. So, let's see if we can find, stars are big. Oh, the candy cane in the house, that's fine. So this will be, excuse me, I'm feeling quite, I got something sinus related going on here, I don't know. But I felt like this was enough. Thought about adding some bling, and I said, you know what, sometimes people just need a little bit more like rustic, basic, and you don't need all the bling. I thought about doing some foil maybe to the layer behind, and like I said, it didn't, I don't feel like this card called for all of that. It wanted to be more simple in my mind. So now I'm finishing these up. I'm going to pick out another card sketch, and from there we'll see where the next, oh, maybe I need it going that way and this one going this way. That's how we need to do it. So let's pull out the next sketch, and we've got 4 done. So let's see what the next 4 are. I will add some paper to the inside at some point too, so that there's something to write on. So let's move on. Here's where we are for the next sketch. This is one you can choose to go with either 3 papers, or I'm actually considering, I really like this red, and I really don't have a lot, so I'm thinking I'm going to save that for the band in the center, so I can make the most use of that paper. And there was quite a few plaids in this one, and I liked this one. And I'm one of these people, like, if I pull out a stamp set, like, I want to use it, like, not just make a one-off and be done with it. So I'm thinking is, I've really liked this design, and I'm thinking that I'm going to maybe do her on this one that's in white. So to use the background of the plaid. The section here can be the plaid. The dark black could just be a layer, and I'm thinking of just pulling in a green. Use that in the light gray, and then do a banner with this across the center, and then do white, and I'm going to stamp her. Do very minimal coloring, because like I said, I am not somebody that just does a lot of coloring. This plaid reminds me a lot of like a Burberry plaid. So I like the festive idea of that. And then I can just do a stamp next to it with the Happy Holidays and call it a day. So that's my idea. I'll be back. Here's what I'm back with, and I don't know, I think sometimes they look better in your head than they actually come out. I started doing this with a black background. I'll show you that in a second. And I wasn't really that happy with it on black either. Here it is with black. So you'd be the judge. I don't know, like I said, so I guess you can't love them all, but something in this plaid just made me think of like I said, the Christmas Burberry plaid. Maybe because it's that like kind of like taupey brown. Mr. Gray. And like I said, I was trying to get as much use out of this one that I can. It's almost like a berry, like a burgundy. So I was trying to get the most use out of that because it's going to be a hard color to try to match up. So the coloring, I told you I don't really get much into coloring. So I picked R37 and R39. And I was having a tough time because I wanted to put some definition in here, but there's not a whole lot of space. And again, I'm not, like I said, big into the whole trying to get shading and what have you. And like I said, she's a full size. You saw the stamp. I put her in the Stamparatus, and it was a new stamp, and I'm kind of happy I did because there was just some areas that really did need a second stamping. As you can see, I can't talk and color at the same time. So I am happy I did that, but this is my first May Made It stamp set, and I have to say I'm really happy with them. I thought the stamping did very well. Is the sentiment. I only had to do it once, which surprised me. I thought, you know, being new, I was going to need to do 2. I did E51, and there's just such a little bit of like color for skin color. I tried to do E50 as well, but I really don't think you need 2 colors. It just doesn't call for it. I tried. Oh, and the hat. So yeah, you need to do the hat. So the hat, like I said, there's really, I try to do some shading, but there's really not a lot of room that calls for it. To add some texture in the white, I did do C1 and C3. And let's see. I really do like that color combination for just adding some white. Now her hair, I used E57 and I just did some swiping. And then I did the rest of it with E59, and I just tried to leave some of the lighter brown to shine through. Again, because hairs, you know, you're gonna see in your own hair, like it doesn't, there is light and dark, but for the most part I just did strokes to kind of give it that. And then the bags, couldn't figure out what to do for shopping bags, and I just went with the green. I pulled some green in to pull out there is a green in the plaid. So like I said, it doesn't have to be a whole lot of you know, shading and all that stuff. You can keep it very simple. And I did the green YG60, oh God, I can't speak, YG67 and G24. Greens are hard for me, like thinking like to do like in colors, because you have the YGs and then you have the Gs. So I don't know why, like I have a tough time trying to figure them out with what I want to match up. So that was all of my colors. Put them up. And that was it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be some big production and like some artwork. And like I said, I just went with the green to kind of pull together. And that was this card. Like I said, it's okay. We're just gonna keep pressing on. So that was this one. So now we're up to 8. So then, like I said, I'm gonna just, all I'm doing is I'm going through I have a book of sketches, and I'm just going through, seeing which ones, like I haven't done before, or ones that I think, you know, like I haven't done, like, let's say, like this one here, and it's got stars, and like I said, I don't have to do stars. I can do anything, really. This paper doesn't lend itself to the snowflakes or anything, but I'm still trying to use up those cookies, so we'll see what I come up with. This one, again, they're giving you the different colors. The cinnamon, obviously, I think I'm going to do in white. So I can come up with 2, and out of what I'm left with, I'm thinking, let's see, I could do the back. I want to use up some of that chevron. I could do that, and then pull it together with, I don't need the green really yet. So maybe these 2. Do the chevron in the back, and then this is going to be a nice one because it doesn't matter if I do it this way or if I do it this way. So I think we're going to do these in the back, which are going to give me 4. And I don't know how big my, this is a die. This is the Queen and Company dies. So I'm thinking maybe I can get, depends on the die, maybe I can get 3. I may need to use both sheets. So I'm going to do a concept, and I'll get it together, and I'll be back. So here's what I came up with for this design. I switched out the chevron, and the reason I did is the chevron needs to kind of go horizontally, or I'm sorry, yeah, horizontally. And I wasn't going to get, I was only going to get 1 per sheet. And like I said, part of my goal is I do like to make the most I can out of it. So I switched it out to this one, which was like, it was kind of like, almost like a Christmas ball. And I was really kind of debating because it looks kind of boring when it's just the cook. And I was like, it needs something. And I kept debating, and it's amazing. You just add a few little rhinestones, and it added exactly what I needed. The bling was just subtle enough for it to be not overwhelming the rest of the design. So like I said before, this was foundation die 2 from Queen and Company, and I followed the design almost exactly, other than I put 2 cookies instead of their 3 stars. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm trying to get these on here, and I'm using this wand, which I love, but I bought these rhinestones, and they're on this big strip from Hobby Lobby, and I just pulled them off because the glue on them is so much wider than the rhinestone. And then they stick to my glass mat. So anyway, this was the Christmas cookies from Tim Holtz that came out in 2021. I put this as miscellaneous, but I looked down here and it's a Hero Arts CL 619. I really love this. I used the 'Tis the Season. I really liked how they came out. I don't know if you could tell, it's got like the white lines with it. Really like that stamp. I've never used it before, but yeah, I was really ecstatic. Loved how that came out. So those are those 4 cards. So now we are up to 12. And like I said, I'm going to just go through and pick out another. You know, and you could sit here and spend a ton of time just finding the perfect sketch, but you know what? If I sat here and did that, I'd never get anything done because I'd be looking at sketches all day and not actually making cards. So this is what I'm going to pick right now. I've done this one before. This is an Operations Right Home, and it is sketch 218. And I like this one because it's got a, you can do the, okay, I'm gonna try and get that in there better. I like this because you can do this as a big piece of printed paper, or you can do white paper and stamp something on it. You could use ephemera on that piece, so there's a lot you could do with this sketch. You could do the strip, it's solid color. You don't have to do it in a printed paper. So I'm going to scroll through, because as you can see, I am starting to use stuff up. Now this may be going for the chevron because it goes horizontal in that 4 1/8. So this may be a good one for that. And then, so I'm gonna get 4. And I feel like maybe, no, that's too busy. I still have this one. Oh, I do like the stars too. So the chevron is proving to be hard for me. And I don't know why I'm letting it be so hard for me. I think it's just so busy. There's just so much to it. I think that's why I'm really having a tough time with it. So for this particular one, I'm putting these aside. This is going to be like a, ooh. So I'm still looking, if you break these down, I have a lot of red that's left in here. So, well, maybe not. I'm kind of feeling this and this. This is another one because it's got to go this way, that I think may be good for here, or we'll see what I come up with. So we're going to use those ones. That's what we're going to roll with right now. And I'll be back. I am back with my design that I came up with for the Ho 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 paper. And I have a moth that is going to, get it. I've been out with COVID for a little bit. So I apologize if my voice gets a little, it starts cracking and stuff. So this was the design I came up with, and I'm going to go through one like quickly. I changed over to, I had a little bit of this striped paper left, and I kind of liked the softening of the overall print of this Ho Ho Ho. So I did go with this sketch from Operation Right Home, sketch 218. And it has this big section in the center that would be a printed paper if you like, but I went with a white. But it being just white was just a little bit too boring. So I brought in, I believe this is still current, it is a Stampin' Up! Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder, and I really liked this. I did this at a craft day with my Stampin' Up! Rep, the one, there's a little video in like maybe the beginning of April that I did where I did a craft day and we did a bunch with nautical cards, and she did this embossing folder there, and I really liked it's exactly that. It's just a little bit of texture. So when you're looking for something sometimes where you just need, you know, just a little bit something, like this was a good embossing folder to kind of just give you something that wasn't real like boring. So I'm just putting this extra piece here because there is going to be so much of this hanging off the side there, and it's not going to really sit level. So I have learned this little trick that you add that on there just so everything will sit nice and level. Again, I'm trying to use up, so I'm getting there. I'm just pulling random ones out and using them up. I feel like it's the bottomless pit of them, but you can see I've been making my cards and they're going. So sometimes it is nice to have the extra things cut out, because if I had to sit and cut all something, I'd probably be going nuts right about now. So put them on there. I did have to kind of fool around with the font because I was trying to, you know, fit something on this little bit of a strip. And I'm one of the people that always has to be like matchy-matchy, I admit it. And this font was giving me a little bit of script, but then it wasn't. So I really did like this Happy Holidays in my Hero Arts Love You Dearly stamp set. I really liked how that came out. Now, here's one of my things with that. You know, they give you a dimension and that's fine, but sometimes your sentiments just don't fit. They're too short, they're too long, so fool around with those dimensions. This particular one was short, so what I was recommending, I'm doing it with the Mossy Meadow ink to match. I just stamped it on my strip wherever I kind of felt like it gave me enough room to work with it. So then I'm just going to give myself a little bit of room at the end, and then I can be in charge of where it gets to get cut at. I can be the one to determine, I mean, I had to center it from top to bottom, but I don't have to worry about side to side. And you just add your little fishtail. And then what this also did for me was, I had some scraps, which is, you know, one of the ones I used to make my layer. But I also had a little bit, I did these, they were calling for 7/8 of an inch. If I went much smaller, I was really gonna have a tough time getting this on there. So I cut this in 7/8 of an inch, and I cut my, my back layer in the 1 inch. So I just bumped it up. So this was nice, because now again, I can just center that on there and cut to, my own stuff. I'm not having to try and fit everything into their dimensions. And you'll see it comes out. I'm a little shorter than what the sketches, but that's just an inspiration. You don't have to feel like, you know, I'm not all the way over. But also they have it further down. I did like it hiding, I don't know, I feel like anyway it's hiding a little bit of that overlap there. I did want it off the side a little bit, so that's fine. And then I did, after that other sketch, I realized that, you know, sometimes you just add a little bit of bling and it really makes a difference. And I keep this little container that's like remnants next to my desk, and I try to make it a mission. Like, what can I make and use this stuff up? And in here was some of the gold rhinestones, and this is, like I said, a Hobby Lobby where it comes in these big strips, and I really don't like when they do that because the glue is just, you can't hide it, and it starts collecting stuff up, and before you know it, it looks like you rolled it around in cat hair or something. So, or at least for me anyway. So I just peel them off the back with my fingernail and glue them down. Using my wand, it's pretty simple. And then, like I said, I don't have to sit here and try and cut in between. Like these ones, you'd have to sit and cut, and yeah, never works. It sticks to my scissors and stuff. So these were another 4 designs that I've now made from this paper pack, and I'm going to do this in a couple parts because I feel like if I keep waiting until I get it done, the video becomes like over an hour to watch, and then it takes me forever to finish. So far we've done these 4 designs. This was the one I just finished. We've done this 4 designs. We did 4 of that design. And we've done 4 of her. And I'm thinking I may add some bling on her because that card just needs something. Maybe just some clear rhinestones. So now we've gotten 16 cards, and I've used up several papers. I've used up several of my Christmas cookies. So I will be back. I've now still got left 2 green, 2 of the stars, 1 of the red. There's that plaid. So, I mean, I still have, and that's the front sheet. I still have quite a bit of sheets left, and I've already made 16 cards, and I still have scraps. So there's going to be, I want to assume, at least 2 more parts in this series. So check back, and we'll have more for this paper pack coming. I hope you're enjoying these Christmas and July cards. This is, I mean, I like to make Christmas cards all year, but I'm going to be doing these as part of a Christmas and July series, this paper pack right now. So I appreciate some thumbs up if you get some inspiration out of this. Subscribe down below. And if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy, or comments, to help you out with any inspiration you may be getting from my series. Thanks a lot. Take care.